Good morning from sunny and wonderful Vegas. Today is the first day in Vegas for me. As you can hear, there is washing going on in terms of foods, etc. I arrived quite late last night. Well, late for me. Didn't go to bed until like 11, but still a good night's sleep, which is good because of the usual recommended dose of the dream sleep from Trained by JP is 4 caps, and I had 6. And I was sat at the table and I just couldn't function. I felt like I'd been in Ibiza for the night. It was, I must have been a little bit tired and delirious just from the flight, because it was 9 hours. Obviously coming back quite far in time, so I should have been sleeping. But I wanted to make sure that work was done so that when the guys that wake up on a Tuesday don't have a delay in their check-ins, just so that everything could get essentially sorted from that side. So I'm all organised and I'm all prepared. The place that I'm staying at, they kindly allowed for the delivery drivers to come through the main gate so that I could get all of my groceries, etc. booked in. And I'm going to be honest and I'm going to say this weekend or this week, because things are a little bit busy and I am not competing. Obviously I did do last year. I'm actually going to go with a cooked weight approach for this week, which if I was competing I wouldn't. If I'm at home I wouldn't. I don't find it hard to do cooked weights. However, there's lots of things that are going on, the athletes meet and greet, wanting to be there for my clients, etc. And I've got amateurs competing today, so I'm actually boxed off work nice and early so that I can get over to the venue for them, which I'm so excited about. Got Anna, she's Finnish and I'm not allowed to say her name wrong. And she's in the wellness class. She's a natural girl going up against not so natural girls, so we'll see how things go that way, but she is wellness through and through, so can't wait for it. The changes that we've seen in her since we started working together, just from having a proper training program that's more ideal for her, even though she has great genetics, she still needs something that's going to allow her to bring her best out of her. So I'm excited for that. And then I've also got Joy, who is a Masters figure client. I've actually been coaching Joy for I think 4.5 years. She'll probably comment below how many years and how many days to be precise, because she watches every single one, which I appreciate, and I appreciate her engagement on there because it helps to boost it. I also have all of my supplements. Here they are, ready to rock and roll for the entire week that Kuba kindly did for me. All of the Trained by JP supplements, Omegas, curcumin, Vital Support, Love Heart, etc. As much as I'm not an assisted bodybuilder anymore, I'm actually not getting any younger. Plus, we know that I put hammer through my body through using PDs, so keeping on top of stuff like this has helped keep me healthy throughout my career, and will continue to keep me healthy. And if I'm going to be telling my clients to do it, I need to. But support me and use code MEG10. Not everybody else's. I'm just kidding. But I'd appreciate it if you did. And everything else in the background that is a mess is all the foods that is prepared. But I was talking about the cooked weight things. So these little non-sauced chicken breasts from Whole Foods in the cooked section, they're great. They've actually got no added fat to them. Literally 1.5 grams of fat. I don't really believe everything that these labels in America do say, but that's pretty much like standard chicken, isn't it? So that's all cushy. And then I've actually bought the rice that everybody uses from Whole Foods. I was very sad because we only had 1 pack of jasmine. So we've got jasmine and basmati, so I'll have to do a mixture because basmati rice is dry. So that is going to be cooked weight. So we'll see how we get on. I've got my weighing scales with me and we'll see how we go, but it's just to make it easier, and I'm not competing and I've got a lot to do. So bish bash bosh, easy goes. The rest of my meals are pretty much bread. Sad because I've not got a blender here, and I'm actually not quite as well equipped as at home So it's going to have to just be oatmeal or cream of rice meals rather than the lovely pancakes that I've been having at home. Yes, I am still doing 5 meals per day. It just works easier with work, etc. So I'm not having to be in the kitchen 15 million times a day. Again, when I was competing, priority with that was very different. So yeah, I actually realised, because I've started to use these lashes that are like stick-on ones, but they're not the ones that you use glue. They're like sticky, but they fall off when I go to sleep. I must be really aggressive when I go to bed, because everyone's like, oh, I can keep them on for a week. That lasts me a day. But they are a lot cheaper than going and having them done at the salon. And I don't have time to be going and laying down for an hour to get my lashes done. I know that some people can do that to switch off, which is great. But if I'm sat there and I've spoken to someone all day because of coaching, and you sit there and you talk again and whatnot, you don't ever get that little off switch button from a social perspective, which for me it's very important that my social button is very much on for being around Cuba to give back, and also my clients. So doing some little home DIY, even my brows, I've done them myself. Not the hair, that hair had to get done by someone different, but I'm still going for the au natural, and it's looking a little bit ginger, to be fair, because we're getting into winter time. Anyway, I'm going to get changed because I need to go to the venue very soon, and we'll meet you there. The ladies prejudging, and it was a great one. I think Una's come top 3, which is great. Joy didn't quite make it into the top 5 today. However, she's a 50-year-old lady against girls that are 15 years her junior, and that was a big masters lineup. It's actually quite nice to see so many masters competing and that it being so competitive. It's great to see. I guess if you turn 35 or above and you have the ability to go into that class and do well, then it's a great one to go for. Anyway, I am going to go back inside now. We'll take some videos of the girls again, and then I'm actually going off to see Kerry, who's obviously competing on Saturday at the Bikini Olympia. So all systems go. Just headed and had a meal, so had my salmon and bread. So gonna go and watch the girls in the finals now.
131, Kaylin Toll.
So that was finals all done. So that's 4:30 in the evening. I'm now gonna go and see Kerry and see how she's doing. She's been checking in with each meal anyway, so we're all good, but go and see it anyway. Just make sure she's feeling hunky-dory, and then I'll be training with her. Well, not with her, because obviously she's not training properly this week, but training at the same time as her tomorrow, which will be nice. The girls have just finished honour is a Finnish natural athlete who has just come third at the Amateur Olympia. I do believe that she can win her pro card as a natural in the non-natties. It's just going to take a little bit of time and size, but not every person wants to become assisted, and you shouldn't feel forced to do so if you don't want to. I chose that path from my own personal choices, but you do not have to do what I did. Do I think that I could have gone to the Olympia without taking assistance? No, I don't, and that's just me being honest. I'm not genetically good enough to be able to have done that, but it didn't take a lot, and I did try very hard, and I did take a lot of time off stage when needed. So take that away with you more than anything else. Right, Joy is 51, I think, and she came just outside of the top 5 today. The Masters wasn't split like normal, where you have an over 40s class, so she was with ladies that are 15 years her junior, and you look different at that point. So we're going to go to Milan in a couple of weeks, and she gets to do the over 45s, so it's definitely going to be something more ideal for her, which is great. And it's nice to see such a fiery, great setup for Masters now, which is always fabulous. Right, we're all going to go and see Kerry, so the next video that you'll see will be at hers, which will be lovely jubbly. So that was wrap of day 1 here in Vegas, or official full day 1. I've obviously been here for like a day and a half, and I just saw Kerry, as you've just seen on the video. She looks great. This is ahead of her Olympia debut, which is really exciting. A lot of work's been popped into Kerry since we started working together. She's definitely a very different person, coach, competitor since we've first started. There's been lessons learned along the way with her body, with her hormones, that's created for her to have a much better enjoyment within her process, and definitely brought a better physique as well, hence why she's obviously at the Olympia. She has great genetics. She just needed a much more hands-on touch when it comes to competing, and not everybody will need that, but a lot of people do. And I think the most important thing when it comes to looking for a coach, find someone who really cares, because if you get that, both from a life, bodybuilding, mindset, physical perspective, and they really want what's best for you, hold on to it. Like, there's probably things that me and Kerry have learned throughout our process, things that have gone well, things that have not gone not so well, and people are very often to just jump ship if something potentially doesn't go wrong, whether that be the coach's fault, whether that be the client's fault, whether that be just the body and it doing its thing, because that is bodybuilding. People are just very quick to jump. It's like, yes, my coach was my husband. However, if I was to have jumped ship every time some little thing went wrong, and things can go wrong, it's bodybuilding, it is your body. One thing that happens one week and works potentially might not work the next week, but it might also. So, and that's not from a scientific perspective. Like, maybe your mind was just in a different space, a bit more cortisol, a bit more stress, etc. Like, there's so many different things. Anyway, we have a very good relationship. She knows that she can speak to me as a friend if that's what she needs, but she also knows that I'm here to do a job, and that's also very important. The respect, but also the personability, being able to be personable, essentially. So it's worked well, and I'm excited for Saturday. It's going to be a big lineup, 75, I believe, girls on stage. That is going to be one long prejudge. But I am very excited for it, 100%. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good weekend. I'm excited to be there for her, much like Kuba was for me last year, because he made my Olympia experience great, taking me and dropping me off at my tan, when it was the athletes meet and greet and I didn't have one of my meals, rushing back to get my meal, bringing it for me, etc. Like, if that's what Kerry needs at any point, like, that's what I'm here to do, to make sure that everything stays really good. Also had the ladies earlier who had just a great day, both looking absolutely fantastic. I have a great relationship with both of them. It was actually the first time that I've met Honor in person, and it was just really special. Joy is from Australia. Well, she lives in Australia, but she's actually from Scotland, and we've met a few times. But it's just nice to be able to meet up with people and give them everything in their journey and allow for them to feel cared for, because it's very important. Anyway, that is me done. I have my supplements, all from Trained by JP Nutrition. Use my code MEG10 if you want to get discount off. I've got an extra dose of the, there it is, Dream Sleep going in the evening, so I'm excited for that, to be able to sleep exceptionally well. I actually put 6 of them in last night because I was feeling sleepy, but you know when you've been on the plane, not quite slept so much, and then it's actually halfway through the day in the UK, you almost feel a little bit tired but not tired. Anyway, it let me sleep incredibly well. I actually didn't even wake up to go for a wee, which is a rarity for me. Anyway, I'm gonna get off, get to bed. Good night, God bless, as my grandma would say. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We're back again for Olympia Day 2.